Hi guys, ToonSlim here. You see the title of today's video, the biggest problem in Unite right now. You may be thinking, what's this ToonSlim guy talking about? Since there are a few candidates. Is he talking about the lack of solo queue ladder separate from a 5-stack ladder? Or is he talking about the lack of draft mode still in the game, even though the game would, I believe, largely benefit from it? Or how the recent MOM releases have been gem only for the first week? Though to be fair, I think the jury's still out on this. I want to see how the next, like, Clefable, Sableye, and Zoroark will be released, but yeah, you get the idea. Or is he talking about some of the horrendously balanced Pokemon in the game currently? Sadly, while each of these are important topics in their own right, the biggest problem for me right now is in the solo queue format. More specifically in the solo queue format, it's people going away from keyboard or AFK and spam pinging throughout my matches. I found that both these activities, while being slight issues since release, have become astronomically more prevalent in the last few weeks. I found that roughly around 20% of my games will involve an AFK. Now, maybe if it was 1 out of 5 games, it's unacceptable, right? But maybe I could deal with it. The problem is, it's not 1 out of 5. It is 1 out of 5, but like it's not like you go 5 games and one's an AFK. The problem is you'll play 10 or 15, then you'll have 3 games in a row with an AFK, and it's just an extremely negative experience when that happens. An AFK instantly makes the game unplayable, right? In terms of winning. Like, you're just hoping for some huge raid fight where you manage to wipe them and then get some big caps and defend. An example of this would be in the game playing behind me. At 7:30 game time, Azumarill, the genius that he is, decides to solo dive tier 1. And he dies. Upon which, when he reses, he stands in the fountain the rest of the game. Not only does he stand in the fountain, you know, surveying the battlefield, he decides to bless us with his insight, the very useful ping of thanks. Now, I'm still trying to decipher what was intended to be conveyed by the spam thanks ping, but maybe you guys can let me know on that. However, for me, I did not enjoy this experience of my Azu spamming thanks to me. It was very annoying. Apparently, it wasn't annoying only for me, because a few minutes later, 2 more of my teammates decide to join the Azumarill in the fountain and spam ping as well. This left me and the Machamp boldly fighting to try and continue the game, hoping our teammates would stop being children and finish the game out, since it is only a 10-minute game. This time, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Now, these are 2 separate issues for the most part. However, sometimes, like in the game shown, they can both happen, so I will address them both in this one video. I'll start with spam pinging since it's the less serious issue and the one that's easier addressed. Games for me now are vaguely unbearable due to people spamming pings when they're upset. Thanks, keep the pressure on, gather here, it doesn't matter on the ping, they'll just start spamming it. Usually what happens is they'll start spamming the ping and I won't notice for about a minute. And I'm fine, I'm just playing the game regularly, right? And then I'll notice, and then I can't unnotice. And this will lead to me very quickly tilting, as it's very annoying having someone spam pings. And then I'll just play worse, or I'll have to go into my OBS and mute sounds altogether. While this is less of an issue than going AFK, it's incredibly annoying, and it's more frustrating because of how easily fixed the problem is. The only fix required is for Timmy to introduce the ability to mute specific players and their pings. However, we are over a year in now and we still don't have this feature. If they did introduce this feature, this problem would immediately evaporate because we could just mute these people and then go on with our lives, and they could, you know, spam their noise into the void for all I care. Who cares, right? However, we are still waiting. Timmy, please mute ping function. Thank you, TY. Now, the much bigger issue is the rising number of people going away from keyboard. I myself am not sure what the cause is, or even if it's just me, maybe. Maybe it's me causing it, but I think it's been a large increase, especially on the new map. Now, perhaps the player base is perceiving the map to be more snowbally, so they're more prepared to give up and go AFK. I do think the map is a bit more snowbally than remote, mainly just due to how powerful Zapdos is, but also there are other factors like the way the XP is distributed. I don't want to get into it in this video because it's pretty complicated. This theory would be supported by, in my experience as well, I've had a large uptick in people surrendering about 6 minutes in, which is also incredibly frustrating. This has happened for teams on both sides. If they are perceiving the map, if it is partially due to this, I'm not really too sure what they can do about it. The map is like kind of in an okay spot. I think maybe there are changes they should make to the map in my opinion, but I'm not sure what they can do to make it appear less snowbally. But I'm not sure if this is the issue at all. The other issue maybe I've noticed, and I've been told repeatedly, that people are taking a break until some of the strongest mons in both 5 stacks and solo queue are toned down a bit, so we say. The most egregious offenders here would be, in my opinion, Mime, Mew, and Dodrio. Each of them manages to be completely cancerous to play against in their own way. Mime is a death sentence for most characters in the game if Power Swap connects, and it's on a 4-second cooldown, so it's even if he misses, he gets another swing in 4 seconds. Mew is Mew. It's untouchable, it does insane damage. Yeah. And Dodrio, again, while untouchable in a different way than Mew, has much more map pressure in terms of the macro it's offending, while also being unkillable and having insane trades. So yeah, we have a large amount of mons that are very strong while being very unfun to play against, and maybe this has led to less people playing for a bit until they tone down a bit, leading to a larger variance in skills and matches, which could be making people feel more hopeless and give up sooner. Overall, guys, I'm not sure what the reason people are going AFK more is. However, Timmy needs to address this issue, as it's making the player experience much worse. The issue is much more complicated to address than pings. Some of the suggestions I've had from my Twitch chat especially is that they need to increase the rate at which AFK players are detected by the automatic AFK detection, and then combine this with large penalties to deter people, resulting in bans, rather than just the minus fair play points. I'm not an expert in this field. I don't know how hard it is to detect people without proccing an endless amount of false positives. And I don't know if they have the staff to go through the cases and check them all. However, hopefully Timmy can address this issue themselves. Honestly, if it is the thing about the characters being OP, maybe it will be partially addressed once those characters are toned down a bit and the games are more tight again in terms of matchmaking rating. I wanted to make this video complaining about the spam pings and AFKs for a few weeks now, as it has been wearing on me. I want to clarify that I still do enjoy the game in the solo queue, even if it seems like I don't on stream, and even though the games are quite unbalanced, there isn't really anything to grind for in the long term. But yeah, I try not to let the bad apples ruin the experience of me. Anyway guys, thanks for listening to my TED Talk /rant. Let me know in the comments if this is just me experiencing this, or if you've had any experiences where you feel like there's more people pinging or going AFK. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Be back with my regular content tomorrow. Peace.